In 2025, one of the worst mistakes an immigrant can make is entering into a marriage with the hope that no one is really paying attention. Because now they are. Marriage fraud isn't just a quiet side hustle anymore. It's a high-stakes, high-surveillance, high-penalty gamble that can wipe out your chance of ever setting foot in the United States again. And it doesn't matter whether you're the foreign spouse or the American citizen. If you're involved, the system is built to come for both of you. The truth is, immigration through marriage used to be seen as the safest and fastest way to gain permanent residency. But in 2025, that path has become a legal minefield. The government is no longer playing catch-up, they're ahead of you. The technology, the policies, the funding, and the surveillance power behind today's immigration enforcement make one thing very clear. Every marriage for immigration purposes is treated as suspicious until proven otherwise. And it's not just the blatant fake marriages they're catching. It's also the real ones that don't look real enough on paper. Maybe your documents don't line up. Maybe your photos are outdated. Maybe your social media tells a different story than your application. It's enough to get you flagged. And once you're flagged, everything changes. Right now, the Department of Homeland Security has more eyes on immigration marriages than ever before. Under the Integrity First initiative, expanded again in early 2025, USCIS has been given over $200 million in additional funding, and a special operations team, known as the Marriage Integrity Task Force, is running full-time investigations into marriage-based green card applications. This is not about love. This is about the law. And most powerful weapon they've got? Artificial intelligence. Today, USCIS is scanning your life. AI tools are actively monitoring Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even Venmo transactions. They're cross-checking addresses with DMV records, matching geotag photos with tax filings, comparing facial recognition data between your passport photos and your online profiles. If your I-130 says you're married but your online presence screams single, you might already be under investigation without even knowing it. Hundreds of cases this year alone have been flagged before the couples even receive an interview appointment. In some cases, applicants were shocked when USCIS agents knocked on their doors. Others were quietly sent a notice of intent to deny, citing inconsistencies pulled from their digital activity. You don't have to be lying to get caught. You just have to look like you might be. If your case gets flagged, it's not a simple review. It becomes a federal matter. USCIS officers will examine your documents down to the finest detail. They'll go over your marriage certificate, your lease agreements, utility bills, bank statements, joint insurance, credit cards, phone plans, anything that suggests you and your spouse share a life. And if something doesn't make sense, they'll take it to the next level. You may be called in for a marriage interview. If they have doubts, they'll separate you and conduct what's called a Stokes interview. They'll ask you both the same questions, but separately. How you met, who made the first move, what you ate last night, how your apartment is decorated, which side of the bed each of you sleeps on. If your answers don't match, your case could be denied on the spot. They're also showing up unannounced. Surprise home visits have tripled in 2025. Officers have shown up early in the morning, asked to walk through the apartment, looked through closets and drawers, checked for shared toothbrushes, dirty laundry, even opened the fridge to see if it looks like two people live there. If the place feels staged, or if it looks like one person lives there alone, that's a red flag. And if that's not enough, your neighbors could be interviewed. USCIS has every right to knock on the doors next to yours and ask if the couple really lives there, if they've ever been seen together, if they argue, if they've ever introduced themselves. You'd be surprised how many cases fall apart because of one nosy neighbor. Let me pause for a second here, because this is where it gets real. If you've made it this far and you're either going through a marriage-based immigration process or you're about to, take a second to subscribe and ask your questions in the comments. We answer as many as we can, and if this information can protect even one couple from getting trapped in a fraud case, it's worth sharing. Now, back to the consequences. If USCIS concludes that your marriage is not real, the penalties are severe. For the immigrant spouse, it means immediate denial of your green card, removal proceedings, and a permanent ban from re-entering the United States. If you're already inside the country, you'll be placed in deportation. You'll also carry a federal record that makes all future immigration applications much harder. For the American citizen or green card holder, it's just as bad. You could be fined, jailed, and charged with federal immigration fraud. If you accepted money to marry someone, that's an even bigger crime. You may be permanently banned from sponsoring anyone ever again. And if you're found guilty of conspiracy or forgery, like fake photos, fake leases, or fake affidavits, you're looking at real prison time. In April 2025, a marriage fraud ring was busted in Los Angeles and San Diego. Over 60 people were arrested. Americans were being paid between $15,000 and $30,000 to marry foreign nationals. The operation involved fake wedding photos, rented albums, doctored social media accounts, and forged tax filings. But investigators noticed the same witnesses were used over and over. The same notary stamp kept appearing. Even the background flowers in different wedding photos matched. AI flagged it. The agents followed up. Arrests followed within weeks. Most of those people said they didn't think it would matter. Now they're facing real charges, and every green card issued through that ring has been revoked. So, how do you protect yourself if your marriage is real? You document it like your life depends on it, because legally it does. You keep records, you tell your story, and you don't fake anything. You show your relationship timeline clearly. You provide real photos over time, not just wedding day pictures. You include documents that show you live together, spend money together, share responsibilities, travel together, raise children together. You include messages, calls, letters, receipts. You show a real, lived-in relationship. And if your case gets denied, don't panic. You still have options. You can file a motion to reopen. You can appeal to the USCIS Administrative Appeals Office. And if you're placed in removal proceedings, you'll have a chance to go before an immigration judge. But understand this, once you've been flagged for fraud, every future petition will face extreme scrutiny. You may never get another chance to prove your credibility. Marriage can absolutely be a valid and beautiful path to lawful permanent residency. But it only works when it's real. A fake marriage might feel like a shortcut, but in 2025, it's a straight road to destruction. If someone approaches you with money or a favor in exchange for a green card marriage, say no. Report it. Don't let someone else's desperation ruin your life. If your love is real and your future is honest, don't fear the process, just prepare for it. Immigration isn't looking to punish real families. They're looking to stop the fraud. So be honest, be clear, and be ready. Because the truth is still, and always will be, your strongest protection. Thanks for watching.